I'm Lars Hinrichs. I'm the executive geek and founder of HackFWD. I'm currently living in Hamburg. I'm an entrepreneur by heart. So I studied one day at the university, got out and went the entrepreneurial way. I started in total now 4 companies, so 4 businesses, being Politik Digital or Wahlkampf 98, Politik Digital, then Lars Hinrichs AG, then I founded Zing, and now it's this kind of new adventure which is called HackFWD. In the meantime, I'm also having, since around 10 years, I'm definitely not calling hobby, but private investing philosophy that I like to support young entrepreneurs and very interesting products. And so for about 10 years, I do financing of companies any size. So I'm not the typical angel, I would say. So when it comes to private life, my hobbies are definitely 2 wonderful children. When still time is left, traveling and food, I think this is something which I would never compromise. HackFWD. So what is this thing unveiled? We're a pre-seed investment company where we help to enable the best developers in Europe to launch successfully their own ideas. So it is from startup support to accelerate the route to beta, profitability, and success. And we have now 5 companies already funded. We're going to 10 this year. And if everything works, which it looks to be, then we're going to scale it much more over the next coming years. I think I first got online to the internet in 1989 with an acoustic coupler. So looking back, it's now 21 years being some kind of online, being connected. And since I'm now 33, you can make up your math that I was pretty young when I touched this digital worlds, and still then I haven't never logged off. I'm still fascinated by the power of the internet, and we're still at a phase where it's pretty much young, I would say. So there's plenty of opportunities, and being not a real geek, I certainly aspire to be one, but I'm one of those who can't code. My passion is really helping other people to be successful. And one of the people, especially with HackFWD, wanting to bring in the entrepreneurial way, being successful, are geeks. Because I think they're underserved in Europe. I think geeks are the artists of the 21st century, and they're the engine of what we call the internet and what we use on the internet. But especially in Europe, they don't get the fame, they don't get the credits for. So with HackFWD, we want to help the best geeks in Europe to successfully start their own companies. The things which are inspiring for me is always new technology, something new. I like to read, I like to go to conferences, I like to speak to people. I'm definitely a connector. But what mostly inspires me is just getting out of my comfort zone, being my office, my home, traveling around, meeting people, seeing new stuff, and very likely always to buy also the latest stuff what is possible to get. So I'm a gadget guy. Looking at Europe as a whole, I would say we need a mind shift. We need a mind shift in several areas. On the entrepreneurial level, we need a mind shift of thinking not in your geographic comfort zone, being Netherlands or Germany or UK. It is about thinking big, thinking immediately right at the start of going global. This is very rare at European companies. And this means thinking big, which is some kind of a tendency of Americans. They always think the sky is the limit. But I think we need also this attitude, because on the technology level and an innovation level, we are as good. But we are not shifting this into entrepreneurial success yet. So on a cultural level, or on the society level, what we see in Europe is that being an entrepreneur is not being inspiring for many people. So we don't have many entrepreneurs. And those who are successful, they're not rock stars or seen as rock stars. They're more seen as there's more envy towards them, since what is in America mostly the opposite. Like, this guy made it. So this is on a society level. And I would say on a business level, I would say definitely copying American business model is a way to make money or to do something. It is definitely not my way. I'm a big hater of copycats. I much more like Americans copying technology from Europeans. And I think there is so much great development skills in Europe. There is so much power of having like 500 million people within a 2 hours flying radius. It is a gigantic opportunity. And for me as an entrepreneur, I always look at opportunities. I never look at risks. I'm the opposite of risk averse. The more risk, the more fun. It's more my equation. So with HackFWD, I'm looking at a market where the VCs getting bigger and bigger funds, going much more later stage, and leaving maybe the entire pre-seed or seed phase for some angels. But we don't have many excellent angels in Europe, where we have a handful of great angels. So on a business sense, I think HackFWD is just the perfect ability to help those guys who are being the engine to build great companies. And we want to see lots of European companies going global. It doesn't matter if it's HackFWD companies or other companies. I'm very pro Europe. I'm very optimistic on Europe. And Silicon Valley is definitely not the center of the world. I think the best advice ever is just start it. Most people are failing this crucial first point. And when you start, immediately think as big as possible and reduce everything what you think is cool to the absolute minimum, to the core. And if the core works, then test this early, then start to scale.